What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I gotta come up with a new intro, like welcome back to the channel. It's the channel. I don't know. I gotta come up with something different. But anyways, today I have a very special video because I am finally, I should have made this video like a month ago, but it's fine. It's still relevant. Gonna be showing you guys how to beat Reva with Thrawn lead. This has been one of my favorite teams to use in 5v5, like the entire time I've been playing this game. This is such a fun counter. I think it's really easy to learn, and it's not too intensive on modding. It's not hard to play. The only hard part is you need like higher relics. I think that's the only hard part for this counter. Obviously everything is subjective to whatever Datacrons we have, but the cool thing is this counter I've been doing for the last 2 seasons of 5v5. So we've already had several different Datacrons, and this counter still works. I don't really see anything that blocks it unless there's something that specifically helps Reva or unaligned force users or Inquisitors. But this season it's a lot easier because we have a turn meter cron for Sith. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the modding. I'm going to show you the team, and then we're going to watch a video. I'm going to kind of pause and explain how to do the counter. And then, yeah, that's going to be it for today. So let's get started. All right, so let's take a look at the team. So this is your traditional Reva team you typically see on defense. I fought this team with Ninth Sister, Second Sister, any combination of Inquisitors with Reva plus Grand Inquisitor. This counter works. So you're gonna notice there's kind of a bit of an odd mix here, and yes, you're gonna be pulling characters from certain teams, but you know, just want to show you guys, give you guys the option. So obviously we're gonna use Thrawn lead. Darth Vader is super important. He's pretty much the person that's going to wipe everybody out. He's awesome. You 100% need Piet here. And yes, you need IPD, unfortunately. And no, you cannot sub out IPD for Death Trooper because we need him to get rid of all the buffs, and we need them to stay off, basically, with a target lock. And then Shore Trooper. In terms of relic levels, Thrawn, 7. Vader, 7. I encourage 8 on Vader because he does all the damage for this team. Piet, most people already have him at 8 for Executor, so you don't need to worry about him. IPD, just get him to relics where you can apply stats. So for the current set, you know, the green set right now, you need him at R5, and that's what you need him traditionally. But with the blue set that we have right now, like with the Phoenix and Wookiees and all that, you only need to take him to R3 to get all the stats from the Kron. And I do believe this counter will actually get easier once the 15% health and protection crons go away, because the Inquisitors aren't going to be as tanky. And then Shore Trooper, I think you can get away with 5, but if you have 5, you need to have like the best mods on him, like the absolute best. I highly encourage 7 because if he dies, I mean, if anybody dies, you kind of lose. Everyone's got a very important role on the team. So let's go over the modding. Modding is not super intensive. My Thrawn is 312. Honestly, if he's around like 280, 290, I think you're fine. Vader is probably one of the harder characters to mod in the game, just because he wants like traditionally when you mod a character, they typically look for like 2 stats. Vader looks for like 3 or 4. You want offense, you want crit damage, you want potency on him, and you want speed. You know, he is a hard character to mod. I was doing this counter with a worse Vader. Like, my Darth Vader is actually modded a lot less. I think my Darth Vader is fantastic, and I love where he's at. Health and protection is, you know, it's tough to make him tanky, so just ignore that. But I got him to 290, 220, 222 on the crit damage, 100% potency, and 8800 on the offense. The one thing I would focus more on for this counter specifically is speed, potency, and offense. Don't worry about the crit damage as much, because we have crit damage kind of on Datacrons right now, so we're good, you know what I mean? So if you have an offense set, that's fine. He just needs to not be dirt slow, okay? He does need to be a little bit speedy, so I would say if you get him around the, I think what's a reasonable ballpark, I would say like minimum 260, 270, I think is the minimum you want to shoot with him. You really want to make sure he is fast because he's going to be taking like a million turns. Piet, his mods don't really matter so much. I mean, I have him like at 308. He's not even that fast. You'll see. Once the team gets started, the turn order doesn't matter a whole lot. IPD, I don't even know what mods I have on him. I really don't. I think I have health mods on him because I have his Omi for TV. So that's my IPD. Let's just, I don't know, 225 guys, 225 on IPD. That's what you need. Nothing else matters on him. He's just there for the special and just to exist. Okay. Also, an important thing is at the end of every Empire turn, he gains 3% turn meter. That's going to be very important because that's going to how we get him to jump at the front of the line for the turn meter. Because obviously he is dirt slow, but we're going to make him go like 3rd or 4th in the turn order. And then Shore Trooper, you want defense on him. I have speed on him for some reason, but you want defense. You want as much defense and protection as possible because when he gets tortured from Grand Inquisitor is going to, or not Grand Inquisitor, but Torture is going to reduce his defense. You want to make sure he survives because while he is taunting, anytime an Empire ally uses a special ability, they're going to gain 15% TM, and that's very, very important. So if we go over to Thrawn Lane real quick, we're going to get extra protection, we're going to get offense, and then we're going to get 20% turn meter whenever we resist a debuff or suffer a debuff. So, you know, there's a lot of purge going out. And then we're also going to get granted ability maneuver, dispel all debuffs on the character, and then you gain 50% turn meter. So that paired with Shore Trooper, we're going to be gaining 65% TM when we use that special on top of whatever debuffs we get. So if we get another debuff, like let's say we cleanse or purge and it reapplies, we're going to get 85% TM. Okay. So the other important thing for turn meter generation is Piet on inevitable failure. And the nice thing, because we got them both Vader here, we're going to actually, let's go over to Emperor's Trap. So the cool thing with this is Vader's actually going to get more potency and tenacity and accuracy. So that's why I said don't worry about the potency so much. It's more about the speed, offense. So we get that nice little synergy from Piet. But inevitable failure is also a debuff. And if you guys are familiar with the way it works, is anytime that ally uses an ability, they get another stack of it. So you'll see, you guys are probably putting the pieces together on how we're going to do this. All right, before we get started, the one thing I wanted to show you is the Datacron that makes this so easy. And it's this one. Whenever a Sith ally grants a buff to another ally, that ally gains 10% turn meter. So because we have Admiral Piet on our team, anytime Vader, because he's the only Sith on the team, anytime he does, or anytime Empire do anything, you get a stack of Emperor's Trap. But since Emperor's Trap gets shared throughout the whole team, anytime Vader does anything, the whole team gets 10% turn meter. All right. So let's go ahead and get started with the gameplay, and then we'll break it down. All right. Again, guys, this is not my counter. I did not come up with this. I just spent a lot of time perfecting it and investing into it. It wasn't really widely explored. So as you can see, we have Purge from GI, and then we're going to get Purge from Reva. All right. So now everyone's got full turn meter except for Shore Trooper because he lost a little bit because of Torture. Now here's where it's really important. We have to special first with Piet because we got to make sure we get the buffs off before we start marking LV. So we're gonna mark now. We're gonna mark LV because Death Mark. So unfortunately, we had to do that. So because Death Mark will get you extra turn meter. And by the way, if you guys notice the top right corner, Reva has both Romes. She has she has 2 of the 3. She has her special and she has her elite here. This works with or without Death Mark because Death Mark is a debuff. So it's just more turn meter, and we also recover protection, which is great. So you kind of just ignore Death Mark once you get going. So here we're not going to get started yet with Merciless Massacre because we need to get the buffs off with IPD. So we're going to use maneuver with her special maneuver, whatever it is, with GI. We're going to have to basic here because we have no choice. All right, now we can start getting rid of the buffs. Now they're all gone. We got target lock on everyone, which is perfect. Pass back to Vader. Now look at Vader's turn meter real quick. He has 6 stacks of inevitable failure, and we have 8 stacks of Emperor's Trap. So like I said, anytime Vader does anything, the whole team gets a stack of Emperor's Trap, which in turn means we're going to get 10% turn meter. Anytime Vader gets a debuff, he's going to get 20% TM as well. So anytime he does anything with inevitable failure, we're good. So that's why you mark him pretty much. It does cap out at 20 though. Once you see that he does hit 20 stacks of inevitable failure, he will stop gaining turn meter from it because you're no longer getting any more stacks. You're maxed out. So the more important thing here, guys, is we always AoE on 5th because we don't want him to counter. Second is you go after 7th sis. You want to make sure you ability block her because if she gets a turn off and she stuns Vader, you're kind of screwed. The other thing here is you're going to notice is do not Culling Blade on GI. The reason you don't Culling Blade on GI is because you're not going to kill him. He has so much crit avoidance because of Reva and all the purge, it's not going to matter. You just basic around, ability block everybody, fracture Reva, and you just cycle TM. Like, we're just going right now. You can probably cull 8th here. I don't know if it did that or not, but just basic with Vader. Like, the culling blade, it just doesn't crit on GI. He has way too much crit avoidance. It's not worth it. Just basic. And then, yeah, you just win. You just win. You just get so much turn meter. So as you can see, we've taken 24 turns in a row before they started taking any turns. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, the turn meter generation is absolutely nuts on this team. Once his Datacron goes away, it won't be as easy, but it's still doable. I actually think it'll be easier because the Boltcron, the 15% health and protection, really just makes Inquisitors super thick. And super thick Inquisitors is what makes this counter not work. You know, if you can't kill the sides very quickly, you're looking at a timeout. So now all we have to do is keep reapplying Fracture to Reva, ability block or whatever. Just pretty much keep her under control, and then we just get our banners back. The hard part about getting the banners back is because Short Trooper is super slow and he doesn't gain any of that bonus turn meter from Vader or Thrawn lead because he's still tortured. He like never gets to take a turn. So if you're patient about it, you can get full banners. I got full banners this week in GAC. I've done it several times, but again, it's all about, you know, control and just being patient with the fight. And, you know, we have to wait for Torture to fall off, unfortunately, and that Undispel will heal immediately. I mean, Short Trooper hasn't taken a turn all game, so we really kind of screwed here. So we'll go ahead and throw the taunt up. Now we'll get even more turn meter generation because we're using specials, you know, while he's taunting. But unfortunately, and I should have passed. I did pass it back to shore. So yeah, I'm trying to cleanse everything, trying to get him to go. But unfortunately, we're just doing too much damage to Reva. 26 stacks of Emperor's Trap. What are you gonna do? But anyways, 64 banners. You can get 65. Like I said, it's just getting Short Trooper to recover because, like I said, he doesn't get to play the game at all. Anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this one. Like I said, I think this is a super fun counter. I really enjoy using it in GAC. It also works in Territory Wars too. It works really well in Territory Wars. Like I said, unfortunately, you are pulling away Thrawn from Lord Vader, potentially Darth Vader from Lord Vader. Piet, you know, you don't have Veers Troopers anymore. I mean, the only really free spots, in my opinion, are IPD and Short Trooper. They don't really have a permanent home at the moment. But, you know, if you're trying to mix things up, or depending on the Datacron meta, this is a viable option, in my opinion. Like I said, it's a very easy fight to do. Not super mod intensive. You just gotta push the right buttons at the beginning of the fight to get that set up, and then you're just off to the races. Like, you just go. I think the most turns I've ever taken doing this fight was like, I think 41 or 42 sacks. It was bizarre. Like, I just, like, everything lined up perfectly, and it was just 42 turns and so much turn meter generation. Anyways, guys, take care. Share this video. Please leave a like and subscribe. I really appreciate all the support you guys have been doing recently on some of the videos I've been doing. Wasn't expecting that, so it's really cool of you guys. But I will see you guys all in the next video. Have a great day.